what makes people really unique is they maintain that fire and hunger as they're succeeding. So when I look at you, I see a guy who's got life momentum. Like you said, I want to be rich, but I'd be this rich. That's because every level you got to, you got hungrier.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Yet most people, when they get to a different level, and everyone listening to this should be, whether that's that next promotion or a little bit more money or a certain amount of savings
they
or
get
the
complacent.
house. They do.
Yeah, they get comfortable, you know, and I say when you get comfortable is when you stop growing, you know, and when you stop growing, you know, you're not being, you know, productive in life.
Do you, can we talk cars for a minute?
Sure.
Because people listen to be like, you didn't ask this dude about cars. Like, how do you, so the difficult question is, these are probably like children in some sense for you. All of these different. They're my
second family.
They're literally just like, do you ever come in here and just talk to them?
No, I don't know.
I'm just kidding. So has there been, everybody, this is so cool right now. Has there been a favorite? Are you allowed to say that? Like, has there been?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, favorite in sense of, you know, different aspects of the car, like driving, design. My favorite daily driving car, or on a track or on the street, you know, it's a P1, McLaren P1.
Okay.
That one gives me the most thrill, you know. You know, a car is a perfect balance of design and performance, in my view. And in terms of detail and design and uniqueness, I would say the Pagani here. This one is like the Picasso on wheels, you know, and every little stitch is all, you know, done by hand at the Hermes factory. So it's kind of like having, you know, 150 Birkins in one car, you know. You know, all that detail work that goes in it. And then in terms of power and just sign of success, I would say Bugatti.
Yeah.
You know, Bugatti is the most luxury.
How many Bugattis have you owned?
3.
3, and you've got 2 currently. We're sitting right.
I got 2, and I got 1 coming.
Yeah, you got a real one coming too.
Can
you tell them a little about that or not?
Sure.
Yeah.
So that
you
one
won't
is
listen to this.
Yeah. So the Bugatti, I got Hermes designers and Bugatti together, and we've designed a one-off interior and exterior color on a Bugatti Chiron, 1500 horsepower. And that's going to be finishing in production probably September, October this year. So it's going to be 4 years by the time I get the car.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a long time to wait, and a lot of people say, why don't you just, you know, I could have had the first Bugatti probably in California. I put my deposit, you know, one of the first guys I put a deposit on a Chiron. But I told him, look, I want something super unique. I want a one-off. And this one's a one-off, and it says one of one.
Whoa.
Dressed by Hermes. So it's got unique seats, unique interior, obviously all the leather hand stitched by Hermes, painted wing by Hermes horses. So yeah, it's gonna. I get excited about that car.
You show me pictures. I mean, I'm excited for that car. I am going to sit in the passenger seat of that car.
100%.
At least for 2 miles.
We're gonna go for a lot of rides.
I can't wait, brother. I can't wait. So, and then there seems to be a fascination with McLarens to me.
Yes.
So what's the story with you and McLarens?
Well, I have 5 SLR McLarens. I like.
You're driving in your car right now. Did you already just said I have 5 SLR McLarens?
Well, that to me is you know, I look at this as investments as well. I want people to know that, you know, I'm not just going out and buying every car I think it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very strategic. I have a passion for cars, but also it's a lot of money. You know, I have almost $35 million in cars with the cars that are coming in. Yeah. So I got $17 million worth of cars coming in, and I have about $18 to $20 million right now here. So that's a lot of money to park. I don't care how much money you have. That's a lot of money because these cars are expensive to maintain. You know, a Bugatti, you know, oil change is $24,000. You know, I just changed shocks on this car. It was $130,000.
$130,000. So you could buy a Ferrari, or you could change the shocks on a Bugatti.
On a Bugatti. Yep.
Everybody starting to hear this?
Yeah. Tires on a Bugatti are $38,000 for a set of tires. And they recommend every 2 years for you to change it. So you add that times 3 Bugattis. That's a lot of tires. You
know what's cool? I want everyone to hear this because there's people like me and you, and a lot of the people listen like, wow, they're car people, or they love hearing about this because you can't even get close to these kinds of things. But I see something even more. I see happy people find passions. Yours happens to be an incredibly expensive. Your passion could be painting. Your passion could be the ocean. Your passion could be knitting. I mean, it could be anything. It could be, but life is about finding that thing that you love, right? And like your face changes when you talk about Layla, Enzo, Priscilla,
and the cars.
Isn't it true?
Very true.
It's really true. Was there any element for you? People have asked me this about like, my homes or my jet and stuff. And one of the reasons I want the people that do want to be financially successful to listen to this part of it is, for me personally, when I first started to get a couple nice things, and I'm not saying, by the way, remember what he said earlier, he could write a check for 10 of them before he'd write a check for one of them. So you don't ever do this prematurely, because the worst thing in the world is to have a nice thing and have pressure to pay for it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. It takes all the fun out of it, you know, when you can't sleep at night.
It does, right? I think it does. I've been there where I got something prematurely and I couldn't even enjoy it because of the pressure of being able to pay for it. So wait, everybody. But on the other hand, I want to ask you this. For me, the first couple nice things, whether it was my first nice suit or, you know, the first Mercedes I bought that I could afford, I think it helped me be more successful. And people don't ever talk about this.
Yeah.
I started to think like a richer man.
Yes,
just
absolutely.
touching the dream. Did that happen to you?
100%. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's all about building your mindset, your self-esteem, and you know, if you see self-improvements, not even just with cars, with your own body. You know, when you go work out, do you feel better when you come out of the gym all pumped up, or you feel better when you haven't worked out for a month? Of course, you know, when you go to the gym, you know, you're building your, you know, something happens when you see changes in your body with your assets, when you see even gaining a good friend. I have my down days, you know, I'm sure you do too. We're all human, you know. You could have all the money in the world, you're still gonna have a bad day, you know.
Absolutely.
You don't know what's gonna cause it, but you know, you do. And you know, for me, working out is great. I have a personal trainer 3 times a week. And then when I don't have my personal trainer, I just get out of bed and drop on the floor and do 20 push-ups, 30 push-ups. I do it until I can't do it anymore. And then I hit the shower and I feel great, you know? And it's, you know, it's just keeping the fluids going, you know, your mind fresh. Because workout not just improves your physics, it also helps your mind.
Agreed.
And sometimes it helps your mentality more than your physique, but people don't realize it, you know. It helps you focus, you know.
Couple more questions. If it all went away,
no big deal. I mean, I'm actually, sometimes I get excited to struggle again. Isn't that crazy?
No, it's not crazy.
I like suffering. Sometimes, you know, I miss it.
Oh, bro. You know what you are? You're like this dispensary of gems that you don't even know you're dispensing. You just said something that's a common trait, brother. And that is, if it went away, I'm okay. That's a real entrepreneur. Second one is, I kind of enjoy suffering. I think that all successful people, you know, you have a relationship where you guys know Kobe. And so without getting any more than that, he enjoyed the suffering.
Absolutely.
I think when you accept you're going to have to suffer, almost the hard part's over with once you accept that that's part of it, don't you think?
You're already winning, you know. It just hasn't happened yet.
Oh, wow. It's so good, brother. So, it's so good. So I guess last question, if someone was fortunate enough to get to do what I did today, and they were an entrepreneur, I don't care if they're a 65-year-old entrepreneur, since I've been, man, I heard what Ed said earlier about renting my life, I want to own my life again. But maybe they're not ever going to be an entrepreneur, they're, you know, they're 20 years old, but they'd like to become one, they've never been one before. They said, I'd like to turn my life around. I'd love to walk in somewhere, my own building that you own here, and have all these cars, or have my version of heaven. But I'm a little bit lost right now. Would you send them back to that notepad of yours? What would your advice be? If they could get 2 minutes with Manny Khoshbin, what would he say to them in order to turn their life around? What would your advice be to them?
Well, first of all, work out. Start working out. Build your mindset. Write your goals down. I mean, what's your long-term vision, right? I mean, you can't travel across the country in the dark. You know, you got to know where you want to go, right? And so writing your goals down, start working out, improving your physique, your mind, get knowledgeable, surround yourself with new set of friends that can teach you something new. But at the end of the day, gear up to invest in real estate. Doesn't matter what trade you're in. You know, you wait for recessions. When something drops 40%, buy it. You know, just wait. It's going to come back up that 40%. You just made 40%. It's just not now. Just wait, you know, 4 or 5 years. You already made it. You make your money on the buy, you know. And that's my first book I wrote, So I made all my money in recessions. I mean, I don't enjoy this upswing we've had. It's been very depressing for me because I make my money in recessions. Everything you see that in real estate I've accumulated, it's been, you know, the building you're sitting in here, I bought this in 2011. It was bank owned, boarded up. I bought it from Wells Fargo for 3.1 million or 3.3 million. It's worth triple that.
It's
now.
worth triple. And
Yeah.
by the way, without saying the location, would you tell me about that one building that was possibly a third time for you? Would you mind sharing that story?
So there was a high-rise building I bought in 2005, two high-rise buildings in 2005. I bought in Houston for 34 million. Sorry, I bought it for 27 million, sold it for 34 million in 2007. And then I bought it back from mortgage servicers in 2011. And I sold it in 2014 for 36 million. And again, it's getting foreclosed, so I may buy it for the third time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I wonder if it's in Garrett's World Book for the same guy to buy the same building 3 times.
That would be unbelievable, right? I think there's so many gems and so many tips today. You've just said so many things that fascinate me. But the thing that fascinates me the most about you, brother, is when I walked in here, because I knew a little bit of the story, to think a young man from Iran ends up coming here and in a couple weeks is living in a car with his family. Do you not see the metaphor of this? You lived in a car and now...
And now I got, all this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm, hoarding these cars. I don't know. But yeah, that's funny because that was my first home, and I am emotionally attached to some of these cars, but again, at the right price, I would sell anything. The only thing that's not for sale is my wife and kids. So, yeah. But there may be a connection there. I don't know. I never thought about that.
It's unbelievable that you have one of the greatest car collections on the planet, and you were once living in one, brother. You are the American dream personified. And what I love about it is like you're just starting. Like this is the beginning.
Yeah, I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah, and
I am so excited for the future.
I could see it. And you have this energy about you too, and you have this thing that you like when I want to smile.
Yeah,
like you're like a light, like you're a light, and it's interesting because of the business that you're in too. But everybody, he said another thing here I just want to finish with too, and then I'll let you make one more comment. But he said something about recessions, and I don't know when they are, how they happen. But a lot of you are listening to this thinking, man, I've missed my moment.
No,
and you haven't, right? Because the truth of the matter is, and I'll let you comment on this too. The truth of the matter is that actually what it's really good for you right now that you haven't won, because you might have had everything go backwards on you anyway. So the truth is, if you start to accumulate now, you could magnify and multiply your wealth over the next many years, possibly if you do the right things, and a factor that you can't even believe because of what Manny has described here today. So life has not passed all these people by, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, you feel like if someone's listening to this right now and they apply the things that you've talked about, there's no reason why their drawings can't come true in their life.
I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but if you buy something low and sell it high, you're gonna make money.
It's a fact, right?
And a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't afford the house. I have no money." Well, get a job, walk into a lender, be available, Wells Fargo, say, "Hey, I've had this job for 2 years. How much do I qualify?" They'll pre-qualify you. They say, "Okay, you can borrow $100,000 home loan." Then you wait for recession. Keep your job. Don't quit. You wait for recession. If something drops from $100,000 to $65,000, go write an offer. You just bought a house, FHA loan, 3% down. I'm sure you have enough time to raise your 3% down payment, and that's your first property. Goes up, sell it, and you can upgrade to a house.
I think
from a house to fourplex, from fourplex to shopping center to high rises, from high rises to multiple high rises.
Wow, man.
And then you can have your fun with the cash flow, buy a little bit cars, travel, give back.